A couple of weeks ago, on August 8th, 2020, we learned that federal student loan payments would be deferred through the end of the year, but there were a few questions that remained still about the interest rate as well as the application of those non-payments towards forgiveness programs like PSLF, and also how the interest would be treated during this period. But today we know the answers to those questions and we'll get right into that. But first, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Tim Fraticelli, and on this channel we love talking about personal finance and tips to improve your financial health, especially if you're a physical therapist. But even if you're not a physical therapist, I hope you stick around and consider subscribing because I think you'll find these videos to be helpful. Okay, so here's the update on federally owned student loans. On August 21st, the U.S. Department of Education confirmed an extension of student loan relief through December 31st, 2020. This means that all borrowers with federally held student loans will have their payments automatically suspended until January 1st without penalty. Not only are payments suspended for the rest of the year, but interest rates on all federally held student loans are set to zero for the remainder of 2020. And this has been a huge relief for borrowers with large student loan balances. For example, a physical therapist with $150,000 in student loans is projected to save well over $7,000 in interest alone during this 9-month period of 2020, where the interest rate was dropped to 0%. Now, the other question we had about the extension of the student loan relief provision signed by the president earlier in August was whether or not the $0 non-payments would apply towards the 120 payments required for the Public Service Loan Forgiveness, or the PSLF program. And the answer is yes, they do. These extra 3 months of non-payments will count towards loan forgiveness, which translates into an extra few $1,000s into your pocket as well. Of course, these non-payments also count towards the General Income-Driven Repayment Plan for loan forgiveness as well. But for physical therapists, I hope that you're taking advantage of the PSLF program if you're going for forgiveness, instead of sitting on your loans for the next 20 to 25 years, then paying the tax on the forgiven portion of your loans. Just let me know in the comments if you're going for loan forgiveness and you want to know more information about that in general. But look, this is great news if you have student loans, and it's even better if you do make payments because you can reduce your principal even faster as long as you're up to date on any outstanding interest payments on your loan. You just have to log into your loan service provider and make a payment, since they will automatically defer those payments to the end of the year. And so if you want to make a payment, you just log in and manually make the payment. You'll probably also get an email from them confirming these changes and the extension of the relief. And I hope you've been doing this already, but please take the student loan payments that you would have been making since March and set them aside in a savings account to make sure you have an adequate emergency fund of 3 to 6 months of your expenses. Even if you only start doing this now, you have the next 4 months of $0 student loan payments where you can set aside those payments into an emergency fund. And while it might be tempting to take that money and then to invest it in the stock market, I would just caution you to understand investing should be a long-term strategy, and that putting a few $1,000s into a single stock for the next few months is probably not the best idea when it comes to the risk that you're taking, especially if you need to access that money pretty quickly within the next year. Okay, so there you have it. If the student loan payment relief will help you out, let me know in the comments, and be sure to give this video a bit of relief by hitting that like button. Hey, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon with another update.